Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have started class 6 history, chapter number 1, and we have already completed second part, two videos. If you haven't watched those video, you kindly watch that video, and after that you can continue with this video. In this class, we are going to start a new topic, that is finding out about the past. Finding out about the past. See, in our previous class, we have done until these names of the land, how the name India and Bharat came to be known. It came into existence, and why people of India are being called as Bharat, and which parts through this map we came to know that the people initially who have lived over here, the tribe people who have lived over here, they were known as Bharat, northwestern part. And slowly it came out to be, the name came out to be the whole of India, for whole of India. So here we are doing this chapter number 1. We have completed finding out what happened, what can we know about the past, where did people lived, and uh, where the people lived, and names of the land. So here we are going to start with finding out about the past. See, in this topic, this is the most important topic in this chapter, that I have been telling you that we are learning about history, we are learning about past, and these past, it is not this past are not about 10 years ago or 20 years ago. These are about thousands and thousands of years ago, like for example 8,000 years, 1800,000 years. All right. So, how we came to know about this past, isn't it? Who told us? There are some sources. So, here in this topic, finding out about the past, we are going to learn about the source, the main important source through which we came to know about our history, about our past, about our ancient people, how they live, what kind of clothes they wore, what kind of life they live, where did they like, whether they have a permanent house or not, as we have seen that they were hunters, isn't it? They are hunters and gatherers, they wandered from place to place. So how do we know about all these things? We know about all these things through these sources through which we got, isn't it? Otherwise there is no person who has been living that much old. We don't have any kind of, will not have any kind of source. So there are three main important source that we are going to learn basically in under this topic. First one is, let me tell you, first one is the manuscript, second is the inscription, and third is the archaeology. So these are the main three sources through which we know about our past. So let us start. First we will learn about manuscript. There are several ways of finding out about the past. One is to search for and read books that were written long ago. See, there are certain ways. If you wanted to know something about the past or anything, you can find book, an ancient book, an old book, isn't it? And there you can read about which were written long ago, long ago, isn't it? These are called manuscripts. See, this old book you can see in the picture also. Here a page has been given here, and in those days they did not write anything on paper. They don't have paper like we have in our present day. They used to write in palm leaves. So let us see. They are called manuscript because they were written by hand. This comes from the Latin word manu, meaning hand. So that's why handwritten. Script means written word, isn't it? Anything which is written, script. So manu means hand. So these are handwritten works. See, here you can see in this picture, these are all handwritten. Because those days, we cannot expect that they will be having any typewriter or any printer or anything, isn't it? So everything they are going to write by their hand. They used to write by their hand, and it is not that every one of them can write. Only few of them can write. All right, only few of them can read and write. These were usually written on palm leaves or on the specially prepared bark of a tree known as the birch, which grows in the Himalayas. So these manuscripts are especially written on a palm leaves, as they do not have paper. So these are written on palm leaves or on a birch of a tree, especially like bark of a tree, the outer layer of a tree. And these trees, they feel comfortable, they feel that better, of good quality Okay, those tree they usually grows in Himalayas, but it doesn't mean that only the trees which they use only the trees which grows in Himalayas. They use other trees as well, but they feel that like the better quality, like we in paper also these days there are good quality paper and bad quality paper, thin paper and thick paper. So just like that, I hope during that time also they might be having some such issues. So here they have specially mentioned about the trees which are grown in Himalayas. They used to write on the bark of a tree, okay, which is known as bridge. So see this picture which is shown here, it is a palm leaf. Okay, it is a palm leaf. It is in a palm leaf. This manuscript is written in a palm leaf. And if you want to show, if you want to see a script which has been written in the bark of a tree, birch of a tree, you can see on page number 37 they have mentioned here. Okay, so this is the page which is written about thousands years ago. These leaves were been cut into pages, and they used to be tied together, and they used to make in a form of book, just like we have a notebook this day. So they'll be piling up these leaves, and they'll be making hole and cutting it in a proper shape, and after that they'll be making like a book, something like which looks like a notebook, and after that they'll be writing on it. So this is the first important search. But what disadvantage which we have under with this source is that as these are written on palm leaves, they cannot be preserved for a long time, isn't it? So most of them, half more than, we don't know whether half or more than half of them are been destroyed. Only some few are, only some we have recovered, only some few, and from those few we came to know so many things. Imagine if all the palm leaves were still preserved, then we will know much more about the history. In short, your syllabus will be more vast, isn't it? It will be have to learn more uh, syllabus. So let us continue. Over the years, many manuscripts were eaten away by insects. Some were destroyed, but many have survived, often preserved in temples and monasteries. See, over the years, as these are written in palm leaves, as I have told you, they have destroyed. Okay, they were eaten up by insects or they were decomposed, as it was directly. They have written on palm leaves. They don't use any type of chemicals or anything. So many of them survived luckily, and out of that we came to know so many things. And which manuscript are still survived are preserved in temples in the present day. Okay, it's preserved in temples or monasteries. This book, okay, this manuscript, these books dealt with all kinds of subjects. They have subjects also, okay, at that time. Religious beliefs, practices, religious beliefs and practices, okay, like what to do, what not to do. Like still we have some these beliefs and practices, isn't it? Like we'll be saying that we'll be doing so many in Hindu, under Hindu religion there are so many beliefs and so many pujas and that we used to do. So just like that, there were written about religious beliefs and practices, the lives of king, medicine and science. So see, why the lives of kings were powerful and they were rich, so they wanted the people, the future generation, to know about them, to remember their name. So in that way we came to know about the kings. Otherwise, who will come and tell us? Will not know, isn't it? So through this manuscript only we came to know about all such information. And so the king, like usually they let the script writer at that time, okay, script writer who has a very good handwriting, who is very good in calligraphy, they were hired by the king and they were ordered to write about the life of king, the achievements of king, the victories of king, so that people will remember the king. All right, I hope you have understood until here. So this was about this manuscript, and in which language this was written in. It was written in Sanskrit or Prakrit. Let us see. Besides, there were epics. See, epics like Mahabharata, Ramayana, and all. Okay, we found from there. Not exactly Ramayana or Mahabharata. So there were various other epics as well, which were written in this manuscript. Poems, plays. Many of these were written in Sanskrit, others were in Prakrit language used by the ordinary people and Tamil. So basically this was written in three languages, that is Sanskrit, Prakrit and Tamil. So Prakrit was the language which was read or used by the ordinary people, by the common people. So this was the first source. I hope you have understood. Now let us see the second source. We can also study inscription. These are written on relatively hard surfaces such as stone or metal. Sometimes king got their orders inscribed so that people could see, read, and obey them. So the inscription, see here in this picture, you can see something which is written in hard surface, okay, on stone or metal. It has been inscribed. And in the present day also, if you visit some ancient monuments and all, you will see designs are inscribed there, and in that designs you can see something is written also, isn't it? So that was inscription. So in the ancient days, what they used to do, in a very big stone and a very large stone, king usually obey, the king usually orders, not obey, sorry, king usually orders to inscribe about his achievements, or if in case if there are some rules or regulation which he wanted the people to know. It was not possible to go and to tell everyone one by one. So what they used to do, they used to inscribe so that people will come and see, and they will come to know about it. All right. And so this was done on stones or metal. Like in today also, like where when we like kids, if you see kids playing, or like you might be also doing when you are playing, if there is a wall, if you are playing behind a wall, or then you will be, if there's some stone, then you will be scratching on the wall, isn't it? You'll be writing. That is also a form of inscription. So in that way they used to do. Sometimes king got their orders to inscribe so that people could see, read, and obey them. Okay, there are other kinds of inscription as well, where men and women, including kings and queen, recorded what they did. For example, kings often kept records of victories in battle. So see, the king, if they wanted the people, if they wanted this, they wanted the future generation to know about them, to know about their priorities, to know about their victories. So they let they order to inscribe, okay, they order to inscribe about it, and they will be placing it in their uh, palace or in some public places where it will be visible to everyone. So this was not only about the king, sometimes queens, it was been done for the queens as well. But what about the common people? It was, you'll not see anything written about the common people in the manuscript, or anything about the in inscription. Why? Because the common people, the very first reason is that the common people, they were not as powerful as the king, and they have not done anything special about which it is to be inscribed. All right. So, can you think? Okay, there is a one question put up for you. Can you think of the advantages of writing on a hard surface, and what could have been the difficulties? See, it will be difficult, isn't it? Writing everything neat and properly. So, what would be the difficulties? Like they might be facing many problems, isn't it? So, and what is the advantage? One good advantage is that inscription survived for a longer period of time, whereas manuscript, as we have seen, it are those are eaten away. Half, more than half of them are eaten away by insects. But what about inscription? It survived, and when it was been discovered by the archaeology, we came to know about it. So now this was the second source, okay, which was important and through which we came to know many things. Now the third one, okay, let us move to the third source, that is the archaeology. See, if there were no archaeology, then who will find and study? Even if we find some old site or anything, we'll not know anything about it, because a very detailed study, a very minute study should be done about it. So who have done all those things for us? The archaeologists have done. So let us see about it now. The archaeology, the third source. There were many other things that were made and used in the past. Those who study these objects are called archaeologists. See, this we have found this inscription, isn't it? So we will be reading or studying about all this thing, and how old it is, from in which language it is written. Because see, the if you can see in this all inscription, this is basically an inscription which was found on Afghanistan, okay, which was inscribed on the name, a ruler named Asoka. See, I hope you have heard about Asoka. You'll read more in detail about him in the chapter number 8. So see, if you see the language here, can you read out anything? No, isn't it? So it is the archaeologist, okay, who used to uh, study about it properly, and they used to translate everything, and we came to know about it. So they study whatever they found, objects or anything, okay, whatever they found, they will be studying about it. They study the remains. See, what they used to study, they study the remains of buildings made of stones and brick, painting, and sculpture. They also explore and excavate, dig under the surface of the earth to find tools, weapons, pots, pans, ornaments, and coins. So they used to excavate, especially, okay, the sites where from where they where they found, okay, they will be excavating it, they will be digging it, and under it, they, if they find some ornaments, some kind of old pots or any old coins or anything, you will study more in detail about it on your third chapter about in the Harappan city, okay, what archaeology have discovered and what they have predicted about it. Okay, so they'll be discovered through the weapons and all. They'll be studying again about the weapons, how old it is, and whether the weapons are made of stone, and whether it is a big stone or a small stone or anything. Okay, tools, pots, pans, ornaments, the designs, the coins, what is inscribed in the coins. All right, some of these objects may be made of stones, other of bone, baked clay, or metal. So these objects, those time, they might be made up of stone, also might, they might be more made up of bones, like for example handle of any tool. Okay, they'll be making with big bone, with the hard bone. They'll be using the hunters, as they were hunters, so they will be using the big bone to keep it as a handle or to scratch something. Okay, or baked clay or metal. Objects that are made of hard, imperishable metals usually survive for a long time. So objects which were made up of hard substances, okay, hard and which were imperishable means which cannot be which cannot imperish means which cannot be uh, gone away. Okay, like thousands, for thousands and thousands of years also they will be still there, the remains will be still there. uh, for example, if you find something, if you want to find the remains of plants or grains or anything, it is not possible. But here, if it is the objects are of hard substance, then it will be there, it will be there for a longer period of time. So in that way, archaeology, as they dug inside the earth, by digging from the sites where they feel that, okay, yes, there was in thousands and thousands of years before people lived here, there was some development, there were development of cities, towns, and all. So in that very place they will be digging, and they'll be finding out many such things. Okay, for example, metal will not perish, isn't it? Hard ornaments and all, weapons. So these are all found because of that reason. So let us turn on the next page. We're about to complete this topic here. Okay, archaeologists also look for bones of animals, bird, and fish to find out what people ate in the past. See what they do. They also look for bones. Like if they found some bones of animal, they'll be predicting. Okay, yes, the people, ancient people, they have ate goat, or they have ate deer, or they have ate any other big animals. Okay, then or birds or fish. Plant remains survive far more rarely. If seeds of grain or pieces of wood have been burned, they survive in a charred form. So, as I have told you, the remains of plant, it is difficult to find the remains of plants because it will be decomposed with time, isn't it? It decomposes. So, in case if there are some grains which are burned and which are buried deep inside the ground, then they will be finding those, but in a burned form. Charred form means in a burned form, which are blackened. All right. Okay, before going into this second paragraph, let us study this picture which is given here. I hope you are fascinated by this picture as well. See, there is a big pot given, and on the side there are something. This is coins. Okay, these are coins. So let us see. Left, it is a pot from an old city. Pots like these were used about 4700 years ago. So, what do you think that inside this pot they used to preserve? In olden days or in ancient times, this type of pots were usually, they use these pots to preserve their precious things, their ornaments, their jewelries, and all. They don't have any almirah or anything, isn't it, wardrobe or anything like that we have in the present day. So they will be preserving their uh, precious thing under inside these ports. And see, you can see paintings here. Outside these ports there is some paintings. So through this painting also, this painting also, the archaeology, they'll be studying in detail, and they'll be telling out, okay, okay, this type of trend was during those time. All right, so from this also many things is been found. And there, these two, right, an old silver coin such as this one were used for about 2500 years ago. See, in what ways is the coin different from the coin we use today? See, these are coin. But if you see today's coin, they are in round in shape, but these coins are in rectangular shape, and these edges are also somewhat cut. And if you see this coin, there is some inscription also, something is inscribed over here, like we cannot say clearly, like it is type of some animals or anything, something is written, we don't know. So the difference is that the coin which we have today is not made of silver. These are silver coins. Today silver is very precious, so we do not there are no coins made of silver. Coins are usually made up of silver, sorry, uh, coins are these days coins are not made up of silver like those days. These days the coins are made up of steel. Okay, so there is the one difference. Other is the shape difference here, that this is in the rectangular shape with a cut on the edges. But the present day coin you will find in a perfect round shape. All right. Okay, let us continue. Okay, there is one more question. Do you think cloth is found frequently by archaeologists? Do you think that clothes are found? Yes, they might be founding, but they might be founding because there were archaeologists have found cottons, okay, grown and pieces of cottons, which you will study in your second chapter. So yes, they have found clothes also. Historians, that is, scholar who study the past, often use the word source. See the three source which we have just learned. Okay, source to refer to the information found from manuscript, inscription, and archaeology. So historian, that is the scholar who are studying about the past. Okay, they refer the information which they have got from this manuscript, inscription, and archaeology as source. So that's why we have termed this as an important source. Once sources are found, learning about the past becomes an adventure as we reconstruct it bit by bit. So historians and archaeology are like detectives who use all these sources like clues to find out about our past. So see these historians, and it is not easy for them. Okay, it is not easy for them. For example, if they have found something, this pot or this coin, first thing what they have to do, say it is mentioned here, this board is about 4700 years old and this coins is about 2500 years old. How do we know about it? Obviously they will be studying about it, isn't it? So they will be finding everything bit by bit, and they will be finding with so many clues, they'll be joining it and they'll be predicting it, and we don't know whether it is correct or not. We don't know exactly whether it is correct or not, but these are all based on prediction from the sources that is found and from the objects which are been found from the earth. So in this way, archaeologists are also, they have termed archaeologists as also detectives because they'll be using all such clues, isn't it? Like if you say detectives, I hope you remember, like if you watch TV, then there are so many TV shows on these detectives. One of the very famous Indian TV show about detective is the CID, isn't it? Like how they used to find, even with a tress of hair also, like they will be finding the culprit. So here same thing about this archaeology also, they act like a detective, and they'll from clues and all, they will be combining all the clues, and they used to come into one conclusion, and that conclusion become history for us, a source for us, through which we came to know so many things and which we are studying here. So for today's class, we'll do until here. The two main topics which are left is one, past or many, and what do dates mean. We will continue this in our next topic, next class. If you understood this video, if you have or any queries or anything, you can always ask in the comment section. And if you like this video, do like and share with your friends. Okay, all of you have a very good day ahead. Take care. Bye.